Okay, so it's been about 24 hours, a little bit more actually, since I've been with these guys, and now my fenugreek all have tails. So I created this kind of greenhouse environment. Towels totally dried out. And then here's the kale. Kale also all has tails, so now it's time for a rinse. It's basically the same thing we're gonna do for a couple of days now. So these guys, there's a couple of roots hanging out the bottom, and it's just gonna be, these ones are pretty straightforward. Rinse through a few times, get them moist again, let all the extra water drain out. And then we'll do the same with these guys. Look at that. So cool, right? I try to do a lukewarm water. I don't want to freeze them or burn them. And that's all those guys going for a swim. If you do fenugreek, you will find that the water goes kind of a yellow color. You'll be able to see that here a little. Yeah, so it just, I don't know, it just does that. I think it's part of the thing that brings color to curry is fenugreek. So I think that's maybe where some of the yellow comes from. Oh, we're losing a couple guys. I might actually run this water over the kale just to save it. Usually when I do this I use both hands and I block the seeds with one hand, but the other hand is filming right now, so that's what I'm doing with these guys. These guys are just going to get one rinse today. I'm going to finish them off camera, but you guys get the idea. So that's kind of how you do a water rinse. Put something in front or your hand, and then this one is similar to like a colander. It's like a mini colander. And so these guys are seriously growing right now. So I'm going to throw the greenhouse back together and create that warm, moist environment, and we'll see what we've got tomorrow. Good night. Okay, so I actually wanted to show you guys one more thing. So I have my little greenhouse set up here. I've got these guys on the bottom. They've had a total rinse out now. And then up top, I've got my little strainer. So I actually went through and pressed the kale up the edges. Part of the reason I like to do this is it's almost impossible to get all the standing water out, so you don't want like a whole pile of them together and some of them getting drowned underneath. If they get too much water, they won't grow. And also I want to make sure that they dry out evenly. If I have some that are above others, they're gonna dry out at different levels, so it's gonna mean that some are completely dried out and others are really wet, and so it just helps with consistency. So this is a technique that you can use if you're using any kind of bowl or anything, but especially with the small seeds because they pile on top of each other so easily. So here I'm down to at most like a double layer, so there's lots of airflow, whereas these guys, because the tails are so thick, they kind of, if it'll focus on it, they can kind of create their own airspace pretty easily, and the tails are pretty big too. So that was one more thing I wanted to mention, is just pressing up on the edges for your tiny seeds. Okay, well, leave any comments below, and if you have any questions, I will be sure to answer them in tomorrow's video. Today's was a 2-for-1 because there has been some power outages at my house recently and I wasn't able to upload for a day. So anyway, you're kind of getting the same thing for a couple of days now. We're going to watch how these guys grow, and we're going to do some just rinsing back and forth, and I'll get a little into detail about the actual benefits of these specific sprouts. Okay, see you tomorrow.